Hi everyone, my name's Annette. You might know me on social media as Nettersplays. Well, today we're all talking about our favorite thematic game. And firstly, I just want to explain what a thematic game means to me. It's pretty much a game that kind of creates a strong theme and a strong sense of story, and the game mechanics in that particular game kind of enhance the emotion of the players. It kind of helps them either by creating certain stresses or senses of excitement in their mechanics. So let me go ahead and just go over a particular game that I really think fits the bill for my favorite, one of my favorite thematic games. So Leaving Earth is a highly thematic game. It actually is about the international space race between 1956 and 1976. Now, during this time, a lot of countries were trying to gain better knowledge of how to get up into space and potentially how to get a man onto the moon. During this time, we also had to do a lot of research, we had to do a lot of tests, and take a lot of risk and face a lot of challenges. So this game itself incorporates all of those things and puts it in the palm of the players when they're playing them to kind of make them feel like they are the actual scientists during this time. So let me go over those aspects with you as well. One of the things that this game does is there's research, testing, and there's rockets, of course. So these different rockets like the Juno, Atlas, Soyuz, and Saturn. The Saturn is the big US rockets that got the man on the moon. But you're going to have to test these out. So if you want to get, for example, a Juno rocket and test it out, you're going to have to do some research. So you're going to get these research cards, and you're going to end up drawing 3 cards randomly, whether the rocket is going to be successful or if it's going to fail. So eventually you'll get better and better at sending these rockets out, at doing different types of research with landings and re-entries and rendezvous. And so it kind of tests what you're actually sending out into space. I really like that aspect in this game. Another little minor example is how are we going to get space probes out into suborbital flight? Well, the difficulty is a difficulty of 3 for suborbital flight. If you want to get something into orbit, it's going to have a difficulty of 8. Now the cool thing is, if you're going to try to get a small little space probe out into space, it has a mass of 1. So if I use one of those rockets to send it up, you can send it up with a thrust power of 4. So the problem is, every time you add a rocket, you're going to add some mass to these things. And the amount of difficulty is going to increase because the amount of mass that you're sending up into space is increasing as well. So it's not a linear kind of mathematical calculation, but the game designer actually incorporates this little small cheat sheet to calculate the amount of mass payload. And that's really important and really helpful for the players, and it makes it feel like you're actually creating these calculations and plannings for these different types of missions out into space. So during this time, there's also a lot of space exploration and sense of discovery. So in this game, I'm going to go ahead and discover what is out on the moon. So on the moon, we didn't know exactly what was on there. It could be made up of dust, it could have a lot of solar radiation, we don't know. But if we eventually do scan the moon, we will actually find things like, oh, well, it's just a moon. Or maybe it can destroy our spacecraft because it's just too plain dusty. It's just too dusty and we're just going to be consumed by dust. Or there's valuable mineral samples on Earth. So maybe there is substance that we can use on Earth that is on the moon. Or maybe there's microbes, there's life on the moon. We didn't know this. So this is how the game itself kind of changes and alters history, because during this time, no one knew what was happening, and during this game, we're not sure what we're going to discover as well. Leaving Earth is really dear to me simply because I studied physics and I studied mathematics, and this game actually simulates the space race, which I grew up really interested in. So this is why this game feels very thematic to me, and why it really intrigues me in the sense of this amount of discovery and exploration that it recreates. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope you can eventually play this game. So bye.